Welcome to, I believe we're live. Welcome.
Yo, that intro was so hard. Yeah.
So hard. What's up, everybody? This is the Knicks freestyle. I am your co-host GI, and he's the brains of the operation. His name is.
Here he go. Free game.
And we are the duo with your Uncle Freezy, man. I just really want to stop, man, because I've been busy lately. So when I'm busy, I unplug. You know, I put the morning show in my ears. I go about my business.
Freezy
but the morning show can't be an entity if Freezy does that. And since I've left the morning show, it's only grown exponentially. So I never want to get too far away from not giving this man his roses when he's doing what it is that need to be done. And Freezy, I just appreciate you, bro. I don't ever want you to be taken for granted. And as the show continues to grow and grow and grow, we're going to start to do some really nice stuff for you. But we're helping you make some content every 7:30. Every Wednesday at 7:30.
Y'all know what it is.
Me and this guy get together and dominate the airways. I generally start off with my monologue. I'm going to keep it short. It's a little gloomy because, you know, I continue to be a Cowboys fan. I continue to be a Knicks fan, and I continue to be a Mets fan. So it gets gloomy. But what I have realized as an individual, especially as a 50-year-old man, that I'm not in love with the NBA. I think I learned that about 2 or 3 years ago. I'm in love with the New York Knicks. I'd have a hard time watching two other teams play. I'm not in love with the NFL anymore. That happened last year. If the Cowboys ain't playing, I'd have a hard time. And this is the NFL. I'd have a hard time watching the game. I'm not in love with the MLB. If the Mets ain't playing, I could really care. So it's really about these franchises. So I have to start to look at things differently. And I'm going to start to, since it's only 3 that I'm really, truly overly in love with, I'm really going to start to get back into what we used to do, Keith. The internet has got us into talking the game. I'm going to talk based upon some statistics. I went back to the old school today, and I thought about what make the Knicks go and why we're not going when I think we should be going. And lo and behold, I went back into the stats, and I found what I think may be the answer. You can let me know because here's the thing for you, if they do what I'm saying that they're not doing from here on out, it's positive and it gets to what it is that you're saying can happen. Because now it supports your vision that it can be, but it also puts a couple other things on notice. So that's where I want to end. Listen, if you're a young man and you base your day around when the Knicks are going to play, when your favorite football team is going to play, when your favorite baseball team is going to play, God bless you, man. It's fun. I know for me, it cost me a couple relationships. On Sunday morning, Cowboys play once a week, man.
Guilty.
Cowboys play once a week. Why you bother me on Sunday morning at 11? You know it's one. What is you like? What are you doing? Like, you're intentionally doing it. So I'm at a point now where I just want all I need. The Cowboys want enough for me. The Mets did enough. I just want the Knicks to get one. I just want one
in my lifetime. Just one, man. Like, normally we got counterpoints. Normally we represent counterpoints on a debate these nights, bro. I don't know. Ain't no fight in me tonight, brothers. Like, I don't know if I could disagree. There's stuff that need to be done. Although I'm gonna go ahead and say, as an optimistic Knicks fan, I still see some things to be positive for, and I still see, like, it's funny because like these last two games kind of shows me even more the opportunity for Cam's success, and I feel like he's here at the right time. But go ahead. Oh wait, it's my brain.
This your monologue.
It's mama. Okay.
I almost bust in. I got excited when you said something.
I just wanted to jump into it. You know me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, folks, man. Yo, first of all, pleasure to see y'all. Again, I have to what the guys say now, veggie back. I got a veggie back off of what my guy GI said, man. Salute to Freeze, man. If you enjoy anything on this Blorange Tears channel, yo, anything at all, it's produced by that man. And there's tons of things on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, give the man his flowers. When we ask you to like the videos, it's not for nothing. Like we getting it. Like, yo, like, support the channel, support the movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that show respect. All right. That being said, thank you for joining us. You know what I'm saying? The time is yours, and we thank you very much for sharing it with us. Now, on to these Knicks, man. It's like we can't have nothing smooth, yo. Like, we can't just have nothing just be on track somewhere and just go from A to B, A to Z with no hitches in the road. That's just not what's gonna happen here at MSG. So I'm all right with that. I've come to terms with that. See, and this is where my positive stance comes from. It's because, like, those bumps in the road, I've learned to measure them. Phil Jackson, that was a big bump in the road. Moutier, Fizdale, these are big bumps in the road. The bumps that we got in the road right now, figuring out RJ and Randall, getting cats to play a little bit more consistently. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes not having, like, dudes being able to stay sharp and not having lapses in the most critical moments. Those kind of things, small bumps in the road. So I wanted to be more upset today. I wanted to be more upset, especially about the loss yesterday. It was mad close. We could have beat them. But I'm not, though. I'm just not upset. Like, I see light at the end of the tunnel in a way that I haven't before ever as a Knicks fan in these past 20. Well, I should say since Ewing in the game. Like, I see positivity. I see, like, that move with Cam. I feel like
how hurt is Cam? I haven't checked.
I mean, that's my only thing. Like, he came here hurt, yo. Like, he came here with a sprained ankle. Like to me, like that's like getting a Christmas present, right? You know how you was a kid, you got the gift that you've been harassing your parents for. You got that joint, and they forgot the batteries. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know
That's
it came with
generally
batteries, so now you
that's
gotta wait.
generally
So now
that's
you gotta
generally
wait for
not
the
allowed.
batteries. Now we got a nice new toy, but we can't play with it. We got a nice new toy, but we can't play with it until we get those batteries. And so cool. I
Well,
think like, but
I
I
would
want him to be
track
100. I don't even want him to. I want him to be 100 when he comes.
I would track back to Cam's last 10 games to see what's going on. I don't want to be too conspiracy theorist, but it's possible that the Knicks realize they got to take a couple of steps back as they implement Cam. So they've been playing their best basketball at the trade. They might have wanted to, because
You
remember,
don't you don't turn those things on and off. What do they tell them guys? Okay, have a great game now, like, and then this game, like, pull it back some. Like, I don't think
well,
that
no, if they went on a 7 or 8 game road streak, why play with it? If they were hot enough to go on a 7-8 straight, and they look like they were before these last two,
why play with what?
why play with the lineup, bringing a new player in that you got to get, and your team is playing the best that's played? Why would you?
To me, it's
And, and
honestly,
and the guys you traded and the pieces you traded for wasn't on the court. It's not like you had to replace anything.
but yesterday was Kemba's first game, and he looked good. He looked
Oh,
good.
but he
He
already
looked
had a
good.
rotation.
But you got to understand that's another fly in the ointment though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Haven't been playing with Kemba for a few weeks, even though he looked good. And to tell you the truth, Evan looked good too.
Honestly,
Um,
you're gonna be shocked about Kimba. Evan, no bueno. No bueno.
what do you mean no bueno what? I mean he was playing good yesterday.
No, you're gonna be shocked about Kimba. And honestly, the stats tell me to leave Kimba alone. Evan's playing much worse than last year. Much worse.
but
In fact, he's probably of all the players on our
but
team, he's got the biggest fall off from last year to this year.
but do you have stats of the recent what you call it when he started playing better? Because he hasn't stopped playing better since like he's been playing good for the last
And
like
so
5-6
if
games.
you want to, any of these guys, you could project going upwards, but most of his issue is turnover to assist ratio and his
Mm,
defense. So
mm.
he'd have to play out his mind for a long stretch to overdid the horrible first half he had. He had a horrible first
Oh,
half.
most definitely. But I wonder if is there a way to isolate like the last 6 games, the last
I'll
seven
do that.
games? Like
I'll do that
that's
for
what I'm
next
saying
week.
because like to me, like okay, it might not be enough time left to affect his averages for the whole season, but I'm more so about trajectory. Like what is the last 6-7 games saying about where he's going,
Right.
rather than like not the you know what I'm saying like
But we
that's
get
more
into
so.
we get to a real meaty part of the schedule soon. Real meaty.
Oh, it's about to be
Yeah, we
it's
get to
about
a
to be
meaty
nut
part.
clutching time.
And first of all, let this be said. Shout out to the Eastern Conference. And I don't know if anybody has said it sooner, but we clearly are more dominant. I mean, if the Lakers was in our division, they'd be with us with the lottery team.
They'd be
But
they'd be embarrassed right now if they were on the East Coast. Like they'd be
yeah,
even
so
more embarrassed. I mean, but they are embarrassed right now. But like they'd be more so embarrassed if that team was on the East Coast, which is odd because I think we're coming into a new era. Like this is like the East Coast is taking it back again. But it's weird though because I still feel like it's like you know how that transition it's not a clean transition. Like you still got that one team or two teams out on the
well,
other
you
end
always
of
gonna
the
have. Well, you always had that. You always had the 1 or 2 teams on the East. You've always
because like
had.
Golden State won't let it go. Like they won't let it go. Like, they
Well,
won't let it
I
go.
got it. I got a reason why. Well, not much Golden State. Not as much Golden State. I'm gonna tell you why Phoenix so darn good.
Oh, but because they got young, they got youth there. Like they got youth plus talent. Like they got highly talented youth. Like yeah, they're gonna be good for a second. But but Chris Paul, what's Paul's effect team?
You
What's
broke
Paul's
up.
effect?
You
Chris
broke
Paul's
up.
effect. Hear me?
You breaking up.
Good
You
now?
breaking up. Nah, you breaking up.
Hold on. Hold on. How's
Ah, you
that?
good. Yeah, you good now.
Um, how's Chris Paul on his Suns? But how much more time he got, you think?
They got more than y'all think they got more
Oh
than
no,
y'all
no, no.
people that
He's
was
a,
saying
to,
keep
I'm not one of them. Like yo, like cats retire. Like yo, fans be retiring dudes when they like 29. I'm not even. I'm not even one of those dudes. Especially players who are intelligent, like heady players. They can play for a long time. Like he's already changed his game. So I dig that, but I'm just wondering how long you think he could be the force that he is, or at least the presence that he is on the Suns.
I'm scared to bet against him, especially how these vets know how to take care of their bodies. He might
He's
have
36 though.
He might have 2 more years.
Okay, to me okay, that's good battling
Especially the
time.
way he plays, especially if he wants to, he go slow the pace up. And if he wants, he can say, you know what, cut me out 5 or 6 more minutes a game next year and let some young guard come in because they got a young guard. I didn't check his that plays very efficiently behind them.
See, and that's funny because like that's one of the few teams that I'm checking. Only the Suns and and Golden State is who I'm checking for in the West really right now. Like that I'm saying like like teams that I really feel like we can't like they're probably gonna beat us if we see them. Like that's like it's only two of them. Only them two. I think like it's coming back to the East. But those two are a problem. Those two teams are a league wide problem. Like they're not just like dominant teams in the West. Like they're dominant teams in the league.
And I think the East been drafting so long. We had all these lottery teams: Detroit, Orlando, New York. Um, you think of a few other teams. The Nets were in the lottery a few years. Philadelphia was in the lottery a bunch of years. So I think that all those lottery years paid off. Atlanta, there hasn't really
But
been a
did they
dominant.
though? Like I don't know. I don't know. Like
How'd they get Trey Young? How you think they got Trey
I
Young?
mean they got Trey Young, yeah, but like all of those lottery years it took to get Trey Young, like meaning
They got
like
Trey Young,
Cats have been
Porter.
trash for so long. Like the East has been really trash for like a decade, bro.
They got Trey Young. They got Horter. They got John Collins. They drafted all these guys. Cam Reddish. They drafted all these guys.
Well,
Drafted
whatever,
all these
whatever.
guys.
Back to the essence. Back to the essence. So yeah. So you got your numbers. You got your numbers. I want to hear the rundown. I want to hear the rundown as to like I'm assuming it's last year versus this year numbers or something like that. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you got to preach. The floor is yours, Pastor.
As we lead in, a man could come to work a half hour early every day and leave a half hour late every day. But if as he's going across when he mopped the floor, he got to mop it 6 times for the one time you would come and mop it and get done. He got to do it 6 times and you come and do it once. So he's spending his time. He's at work. He's spending his time, but you're getting nothing out of him. When it's about playing and we be on this network, we debate about the minutes. We debate about the rotation. We debate about the coaching, style of offense, style of defense. Now, don't get me wrong. All of that matters, right? All of that matters. But what matters most, Keith,
Mm-hmm.
is when our players step on the floor and they're playing these minutes, are they efficient players? Are they efficient?
Mm.
So I immediately went to player efficiency from last year to this year to see why a team with Fournier, and then I got nervous why a team with Fournier and Kemba is not better than the team with Burks and Bullock and Elf. Because even I'm saying, man, those guys can't even get minutes on somebody else's teams. And they can't even get minutes. What's going on? Last year, Elf was an 11.18 efficiency rating. Just take the number in. If you don't know what efficiency ratings is, as we begin to talk more numbers, it's going to start to click for you. Because I went around the league to grab some other. LP was an 11.18 efficiency rating. Bullock was an 11.8 efficiency rating. Kemba last year, even on with injury, was a 17.72 efficiency rating. Fournier was an 18.29. Immediately, on paper, this team got better. Immediately. I didn't know how much better, but that is significantly better because that's everything. That's all the matrix. That's defense included. Bullock can't play enough defense to make up a 7-point efficiency rating. LP can't play enough defense to make up a 6-point efficiency rating. He can't. He can't. Kemba's better on the floor. Fournier is better on the floor. Here's the problem. Fournier was at 18.9 last year. He's playing at 12.9 for efficiency rating. Fournier is playing at 6 points. That's one of the highest at his salary year over year around the NBA. That's probably one of the biggest dips in efficiency rating league-wise. That's a major problem. And I don't know that you could just dump a player like that. Now, Kemba was surprising. Kemba this year, and the minutes being, he is 1 point about percentage points less than what he's playing. Kemba's playing the same basketball. If he could just stay healthy and stay out there.
Yeah, that's really it with him. That's it. I never anticipated a skill problem with Kemba. It was always what his health is going to look like. If he's healthy, he can get it done. I'm not mad at that. I just we can't trust his knees at this stage of the game.
So then, though, it begs the question how we're basically the same team and we know point guard is a problem and we can't be better because at least with LP, we know we kind of agree he made Randall a better player because he kept the ball in his hands and Randall could trust that he was going to bring the ball over to Randall with more time off the clock. Randall got to do less. I think it made Randall a better player, but we'll get to that later. So we already should look like a better team. I don't know where I should start here. Let's start at the top. We'll start at the top, and then I'll come back and talk about your bench mob. Because remember, the bench mob is big to what we do. How efficient has the bench mob been?
Let's start. To be fair, though, the bench mob didn't stay together. Like these last couple of months, the bench mob been getting split up. Like Burks been put in the starting unit. IQ been put in the starting unit. So like you got to count all that into the roles. IQ
hasn't been in the starting unit that much. Maybe
but he has. But this is what I'm saying. Like it's
maybe once.
It's been chopped up. It's been chopped up.
No, but you can't.
When Kemba was benched.
Yeah, IQ started once.
IQ started once, but Burks was starting the rest of the time. Like that's a bench member. That's a bench member and a prominent one at that. Like it's like dog. Like that full bench has not played the full season together.
Let's get to the IQ.
which is one
let's
of the
get
issues that I
let's
have.
get to the let's get to the IQ argument later because you're trying to make it a little too early. Let's get to his name. We got a lot of show left. I see where you're going.
No.
I
I
don't
wasn't
know if
singling. I wasn't
no, you
singling.
don't.
I'm
You
not
got to hear the
singling him
number.
out.
Oh no, but it's only going to help you with one player. But because you can't single out Burks. Burks is doing what he did, and that's why. And that's why I said you got to let it build up. Let it build up. Let it build up. Julius Randle last year. I don't know the league average. I would say the league average is 15 or 16 on the efficiency players for a starting lineup.
Average.
15 or 16 on the
So
efficiency rate.
so Burks. So you're telling me Elf and Bullock was so far below average? Like that far below average, bro? Like 3-4 points below average? I don't think so.
Yeah, because you
I
know
don't.
why?
I think your averages might be. I think I need corroboration on what the average is.
Nope. Let's talk about what makes it up. You got to rebound the ball while you're on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I wrote it down. You got to score at a decent percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Elf's percentage was trash. Reggie shot a decent percentage, but not 40%. He wasn't. He was 30 something. I didn't check. You have to rebound per minute. You have to have assists per minute. Reggie Bullock.
The assist thing, though, I'm gonna say assist is a two man. Here's
the thing.
Stat.
Here's the thing. Hold on. Reggie Bullock didn't even make secondary plays. That was our problem. So he never put himself in an assist situation. It was only if he swung the ball at him and he kicked it back to somebody else because they shifted. Had the ball in his hands, and Randall destroyed him. Now, did he get Randall in position? Let's get there. We're gonna get there. Mm-hmm. But this is what makes it up: assists per minute, and then turnovers. Reggie Bullock wasn't assisting, but then he would turn the ball over. LP didn't turn it over that much at all. That he did, but Reggie would turn it over, but he wasn't assisting. That's why he has the 11 point. I just basically defended why they're 11 point something.
No, I'm not saying that their numbers are wrong. I'm saying that I need corroboration on what the league average is.
Oh, okay. You know what? And I don't know. I apologize. We can corroborate that later.
Because I know I'm not calling them the greatest players ever or whatever, but like I don't think that they like so far below average.
As you go through our team, I think you'll be a little more comfortable. You might want to set it at 13, and I'll tell you why. Okay. And let's hope you do, but that's still sad. So Julius last year was basically a 20. This year he's 16. Julius is playing 4 percentage points below. Now, I think I attribute.
How much did Evan dip?
Evan dipped 6
points.
Jules dips 4. That's why.
How much did Kemba dip? Oh, you said Kemba stayed about the same?
Kemba was the same.
Okay.
Kemba is who he is. But those two players dipping off what their potential is, Evan stopped us from being great and basically put us back to what Bullock did. And Julius being down is why we're consistent any night. When he plays to that 20, we win. When he plays to that 16, we lose because obviously he has dips. Last year, you know it, and you could go back and think about it. Jules played toward 20 every night last year. Mm-hmm. Every night. He very rarely had a bad night. In fact, that's why he won you over so quick, and Cats had to shut up because he came out the gate kicking butt and never gave up. Cats at the week 3, it was after a month and a half. Cats was like, he'll come back down to earth. Then when he made the All-Star game,
it was the end of the season. Like them
they
dudes
said
was
Tibbs will wear him down.
They
got all the way to the playoffs to finally be able to say, "I told you so."
And all the Cats came right out there, out the woodwork.
Yeah, but I didn't let them get that. That man, you're not gonna let that man play 76 games, 77 games, and then 72 games, and then you tell him that wasn't. He did that night in, night out. But so
I'm hearing Cats talk about like, the almighty 4th seed, like that was some kind of that was BS, like it was BS getting in.
Here's the problem. Your boy RJ was 13.5 last year. He's
Mhm.
13.8 this year. RJ
That's okay.
efficiently is basically the same player. You might want to set league average at RJ. I believe
League
RJ has.
average at RJ. This is what I'm
So where
saying.
you
Like,
want to set it?
I don't know, but because like my eye test tells me like RJ is playing above, like he's an above average player. Like you telling me like that efficiency is average? Like that. So like the average cat in the NBA need like
So
I
this
don't
is what
know.
got
Like
me in trouble. No, I want you to argue it, but
no. I'm
quantify.
just.
But
I mean,
no,
there's numbers,
but I want to
and
throw it out
and
there
then
to
there's
you.
the eye test. The eye
I
test
want to
of the
throw it
court.
out there to you. I want to
What?
throw it out there to you. And then what's going to happen is I'm GIing you a little bit. Freezy's not
Yeah,
here to
like
save
we
you.
can talk about each one as they go. Because I'm
Don't
my thing.
forget,
My
some
thing
of
is
the
more.
best players in the league, I wrote their numbers down, but you're not getting those till last.
Okay. My question is like, cool. Those numbers. There's the numbers, and then like, how does it relate to gameplay and effect
And
on the team
it
and
relates
effect
to
on
winning. Keith,
and huh?
Keith, we just talked about. You agree with my analogy? Don't back away on me,
What
Papa.
analogy?
My analogy was you could come to work a half hour early and stay a half hour late.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah,
gotta mop that floor 6 times and you're not efficient,
yeah, yeah,
you're not.
definitely.
If you can't go out there and shoot the ball at a
But this is what I'm saying. But like generally, you
Keith,
after a while
Keith, let me finish. Let me
in the
finish.
game, no,
Let
I'm
me
saying if
finish.
something is
Let me
so
finish.
bad,
If you can't go, no, because better
at
players
no point will you start
make
to
it
see
back.
it.
You do
That's what I'm
see it.
saying.
You
Like if
do
you're saying
see
that,
it. You're 500. You're 2 games below 500. You're in the lottery.
no, we're a game behind, a game.
You're 2 games below 500. You're in the lottery.
2 game. No, we're 1 game. No, we're
Two
one
games
game.
below 500. You're in the lottery.
Uh-huh. But we're not in the.
You're in the lottery today, Keith. You're not even in the playing game. You gotta deal with it as it is. We can project up. But that will be in our summation on how we project up. Right now, we just gotta deal with what's factual.
Mm-hmm.
This is the factual stats I have as of the last night.
No doubt.
This is our record with 2 games under 500. 2 games under the 500 on the
Mm-hmm.
East has you in the lottery. 2 games under 500 in the West has you squarely in the playoffs.
We're
Especially if
22,
you beat.
23. We're 1 game. We're 1 game under 500.
Wait, I
That's
thought
what
I
I'm saying.
just looked at this.
We're
I thought I.
22. That's what I'm. See, you talking to me like I'm crazy. I know, like yo, like
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
when
I'm
I
sorry. I'm sorry.
interject,
I thought I just.
like you know what I'm
I'm
saying, like
sorry.
he's like,
But
yeah,
here's what's
the
most
number's
important.
true.
Here's what's most important. That one game is not what's most important, Keith. I tried to get you to focus on what's most important. I apologize. We are 22. Please forgive me. 22 and 23. Keith, we're in the lottery right now.
Okay.
That's what. So we have to talk like a lottery team. We have to look at.
You can't talk like the. I feel you, but you can't talk like you can't talk like the team you like with numbers left to go. If we talk like a lottery team now, like now, then we talking about like, oh, what's the best lottery odds? Like how many more games we got to lose? Like no, with so much season left, you can't think of yourself as a lottery team.
No, I'm
Just
not
because of
saying.
today, you can't think of yourself as a lottery team.
You're misunderstanding me. I am with you. I'm going to project positivity from here. But before you can project, you must start with a basis. The basis is we're starting off as a lottery team.
Okay.
Now we know where we want to go. I don't know if it's realistic to say you're going from lottery to 4 seed, because even last year we wasn't in the lottery when we were at 500, because everybody else was worse.
Mm.
Remember, you still got to jump teams, Keith. These teams don't just lay down. Okay, Knicks won, everybody else lost. 2 teams is going to look at you and say, hey, you idiots, we're both above you. Even if one of us loses, you can't catch both of us. You can only get but so high.
I feel you, but like.
No, what but?
Just even the AFC, the Wizards is 23 and 21.
You can
like,
catch The eighth
You think
seed, yes. No. What I'm saying is the fourth seed, we should give that up. You're not
okay? I
getting the
mean,
fourth.
we don't have to give it up. But like when I say that, is it mathematically possible?
That's what I'm saying. No, there's too many teams above you. That's why.
No,
Now
meaning
that
that are the numbers the forget who's above. I'm talking about the numbers as they work out now. Is it mathematically impossible to get to the fourth seed?
it's getting there, yes.
But it's not there yet.
It would,
That's a
Keith.
yes or no. Like I'm talking
Here's
about
the problem.
mathematically. I'm not talking
Here's
about
the
like
problem. You
I'm
would
not talking
need
about
you
like
would
will
need
we or won't we? Like is it mathematically
teams will have
possible?
an 80% chance to win, and you would start to need some of they got an 80% chance to win the game for the night, but they lose. You would need a lot of stuff like that. But remember, because the teams that are above you, you can't get above everybody that's above you right now because some teams are going to be playing each other. So you're not going to get from both teams. You need 6 teams to lose in one night and you to win. That be the chances of that. We can mark it out the last 7 games, 7 nights where other teams that we need. It will never happen like that. You need too many things to happen.
Okay, I'm not talking about what needs to happen, and that's a whole separate conversation. I just want to know, is it mathematically possible? If everything goes right, is it still
Yes.
mathematically possible?
If everybody loses and you wins, is math. Yes, but that's impossible. The fact
How
that
many?
everybody losing is impossible because they're going to play each other. That's
Of
the
course,
point you won't
of
recognize.
course, of course. I'm not saying we're going to be able to jump everybody or this, that, and the other, but there is a mathematical possibility we can get the fourth seed. That's all I want to know. Like, is
Technically,
it
no.
because like at a certain point in the season, depending on wins and losses, like, oh, you can't get to a certain place. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
regardless of
can't.
how.
I can't intelligently say it because I need to know how many West Coast games each team has. But they
I
have the
mean,
teams above you.
but it's because you're answering a different question that I'm asking. All I
No,
want to know, if
no.
my question is
But
a
Keith,
yes or no
I'm no
scientific
because
mathematical
yes, and
question.
mine's is scientific, but you're not
Nah,
grabbing on
yours
my
is
piece.
not.
Yes, it is, Keith. If the Charlotte Hornets play the Chicago Bulls
Mm-hmm.
and they're both above you, you can't get a game on both of them. You can catch one of them, but then the
But
other
that's
goes to the
yeah.
yes.
But you're
So
doing it.
it's impossible.
You're doing it night by night. I'm
So
just
the
saying,
only so if you
of
would have
course,
heard
they don't play each other every game. Like,
so
of
that
course, like so they
so
can lose other games. They
so
can
if you
lose other games.
I'm trying
And
no, it can't just be other games though.
what do you
Because you're
mean?
so far down now. You're in
Okay,
like 13th, you're in 13th place. You're like in 13th place.
no, 11th.
Okay, 11th place.
Mm-hmm.
You got to jump 7 other teams. But if they play each other enough nights, you're not going to get enough games. What factor in, which I was trying to say that you cut me off, how many West Coast games? And then we would need all those teams above us to lose all their West Coast games. And then we would have to go play in about a 650, 700 clip. Then
Okay,
we could get
I'm not saying it's probable, but it's mathematically
But
possible.
the part you wouldn't recognize with me that was driving my accounting crazy is you can't lose to an Eastern Conference team if you're above us because then we don't pick up a game because they're in the same division as us. That was the point you kept
Okay,
looking
so we
away
have to
at.
win that game. Like
You have
all I'm saying
no,
is
no. We need the teams above us, to lose to
to
Western
lose to the
Conference
West.
teams,
Okay,
not other Eastern
but
Conference
there
teams.
is a mathematical way that we can get there. Like it's not mathematically blocked off yet.
Still not sure, but there's a concept. Yes,
Okay.
because I
Then
don't
to
know how
me,
many
like,
West Coast
okay,
games they have.
however things shake is how they shake. But like, and right now, my contention is like, I getting into the playoffs. I feel like, I
That's
feel
what I
like,
think our focus should be: getting
I
into
feel
the
like
playoffs,
getting
not
into
the
the
first.
playoffs as even a 7th or 6th seed is very much within the realm of possibility.
So let me get back to this now. Derrick Rose doesn't win you a bunch of games, but when he's playing minutes
But
on the
he's
floor,
helpful. He's helpful for the playoffs.
no, forget that. Forget the playoffs. Let's just talk about night in, night out, because my problem, what I'm trying to get is, how come we don't play good basketball night in, night out? Because if we play good basketball night in, night out, playoffs wouldn't even be a question. We'd be trying to get
Oh,
to a seed, not playoffs, right? We wouldn't be worried about the teams. We'd say, oh, they're not consistent enough. We know what we're going to do. That's what the 90s Knicks was, right? When we used to pick up the paper to analyze numbers. That's what I'm going back to, okay? Derrick Rose is an 18 last year and this year before he got hurt. And when he was in this year, I felt that he was playing really good basketball. That
Yeah.
number is, but listen to the number, Keith.
18.
18 efficiency rate. And Derrick Rose don't even win you a bunch of games. But when he's in there, he doesn't turn the ball over. He scores when he's supposed to score. He gets the ball to the people. That's the eye test you're looking for. And he does it all the time. He don't come down and make 3 stupid trips. You don't see him make too many stupid trips. Hence why you get a rating of 18. Keith, we're not even done yet because I didn't even get you to the superstars around the league. Hopefully now, though, I got you 18. RJ plays at 13. If RJ played at 18, we'd be in the playoffs right now. And I don't want to put it all on his back because he has so many other variables. He has to defend out of position. I said to you on this network, if RJ has to defend out of position, he's going to be a less efficient player because it's going to be harder for him to do what he wants to do on offense when he has to work so hard on defense. I said that. Let's get to Alec Burks. He's 15 and 15. 15 though. Alec Burks doesn't wow you, but the number's 15. Okay. Last year, Emmanuel Quickly played at 15. And I'm gonna give you a chance to defend. You're gonna get in here.
Defend what? Like, I think your assumption. Like, what am I defending?
He's playing down to 13 now. He was 16 playing at 13. He's down 3. And you're going to say because he had Alec Burks on the floor with him, so things was probably easier for him. And you're probably right.
I wasn't going to say that, but like, I think,
that's what you said earlier.
I said that the entire second unit being together, that entire squad being together they have a chemistry together. Like they have a very good playing chemistry together, and they have not been playing together this whole season.
Keith,
like you
can't, but you can't build a basketball team like that.
Who says that? Nobody builds their basketball team from their second unit first.
Yeah,
like nobody builds.
No. I'm sorry, you misunderstood my comment. Let me make sure I clarify. When I say you can't build the basketball team, you can't build the basketball team of players who can only play together with these certain players. Once he loses 1 or 2, it's like he has to have his rattle. If he doesn't have his rattle, then he all of a sudden doesn't become an efficient player. IQ is down 3 points, Keith.
No,
3 points.
These are all young players, bro. And now here's the thing. You're a young player, right? You're a young player. You came into the league. This is second season. You came into the league your first season. It took you some time, but you got a rhythm with the dudes that you were playing with. You were lucky enough to be coming in the second season to be playing with them again. But now it's not the same thing because you're not dependably in that same group. So now you're being
at this point about IQ, somebody said IQ Miss Rose. I'm sorry, that's the point we should say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying so now you're really kind of like trying to find a rhythm with other cats. These are like literally like OB's a second year player, IQ's a second year player. Like it's amazing that bench unit is as good as they are.
Here's the thing: we didn't even get to OB yet. We didn't even get
to OB yet. And a lot of it is Rose's leadership, but for those young cats. For those young cats, I give them that grace because and it's weird how age pop up here and it pop up there, but not for everything. They experientially, they're experiencing something totally different this year than they experienced last year.
But here's the only thing though, Keith, is that's what I was trying to say too. Things are not going to be the same. You can't just manifest, but from that, you were projecting all these guys were going to, I agree with you. And that's why we're putting these numbers out so we can say, even this is what his ceiling is. So next year, you don't come back out here if we don't make major moves and say this is a 54-win team. These teams, that's what I'm saying. I want to go through this. I agree with everything you're saying. And if that's what you're going to say, then you can't later pivot off that and start projecting crazy. We gotta be reasonable.
I'm looking at how the season progressed and the things that happen. If there are disordinate things that happen that we have to count in then too, you have to look at those. It's almost like you're looking at these things, the numbers and stuff in a vacuum of things. All those players aren't the same years of experience. Two of those players on that very good bench, Mom, are second-year players, bro. Like, they're
But
second
then
year.
I hear you then. I hear you. But if you could say that was that passion, then how can you passionately say these second
Because
year
they were
players?
doing their job well, and I did not expect that they would have to do other jobs, bro. I did not expect. I
You
didn't
did. You
expect.
should have expected that the
Right.
roster was the
I
the
should have
roster was
expected.
the roster.
I
The
should have
roster was flawed.
expected. I should have expected that not a problem with health, but a problem with his efficiency and skill on the point of Kemba in terms of that portion of the season. I was supposed to expect that. Nobody didn't
No,
expect that. People thought
no.
that his knees was going to be the problem and his gameplay was the problem, and nobody expected that. Nobody, especially how the season started out. Evan was shooting flames. Nobody expected him to go on like a seven-game drought. Ain't even happened no time in his last 4 years of his career.
You talked about Kemba. He's not a 2-year player. I don't even know why you brought him up. You
No,
talked about
what I'm saying is like there was expectations when people were talking about the things that could go wrong. The things that actually went wrong weren't things that people were talking about or expected. They didn't expect
you
Fournier to have
just
the
set me
efficiency
up.
shooting
You
that he
just
said.
set me up for a debate about not expecting 2-year players. Now you're talking. Can I respond
What
to that?
happened? Okay, go ahead. I just don't
I'm
understand why you mentioned a 2-year player. The guy's got to play the
no. That's the
game.
only
I
thing I
ain't
want
getting
to talk
nothing
about.
out.
And you then said you can't expect it. And with Quickly and Obi, I get it. You can't expect that they're going to lose Derrick Rose for the season or for however long. And so those two, I get it. Here's where I'm saying what you're saying with the roles changing. And I was saying to you that you ignored, and now you're saying something different.
What did I?
RJ, you should have, and you never brought him up either. You should
I
have
didn't even.
expected. You should have expected that RJ potentially may be less efficient or may not be able to reach his full potential being put out of position. I said that
To,
even when we went
to
over
me,
him.
RJ
And I
wasn't
said
the
that at the beginning of the
factor.
season
That's
too.
what you're saying. You're putting RJ as a factor. I never put RJ as the factor. I didn't start mentioning RJ. Honestly, you're talking to the wrong guy. What have I said about RJ? What have I raved about RJ? I've just started talking about RJ because he just showed me over these last 6-7 games that he was the guy that all his fans talk about. That's really like that's
And
why I even asked you.
Keith, this
That's
is why
why I
I'll be
even
honest.
that's
You
why I
get
even
over on
asked
us,
you.
Keith.
That's why I even asked you to truncate those. That when I asked you to truncate those his stats for those the last 6 or 7, 10 games, it's because that to me was the time when he came on. I
Keith,
wasn't looking at
You
RJ.
get over. You
I,
get over on us. You gotta let me in, bro. You gotta let
I
me in.
wasn't.
Go ahead.
Let
Go
me
ahead. I'm gonna
can I
let you
finish?
run. But you gotta let me go. You gotta let me go.
I wasn't looking at RJ as being the A1 number one factor. He wasn't the guy. He wasn't the guy running the offense to me. I never said that. Please point that out. I said that RJ would be carrying the offense.
No.
I never said that.
No,
He's
that was
not the
not
main
what you
guy.
just said.
Or
What
I
you
should
just
say,
said,
in my,
Keith. What you're arguing, but you got to stop her because what you're arguing, I didn't say. I said we were talking about at the beginning of the season, understanding what this season was going to be. And my biggest issue of this season, forget Kemba's knees, because I knew what they were. I already knew what they were. Kemba did not disappoint at all. It was a risk worth taking. I expected this to happen. I also expected that we would not be able to get RJ's full potential because he's being put out of position. He's being put from the 2 to the 3. He's got to do more on defense, which would take away from him being able to start to get special on some of his offensive things. And if you don't expect, and I'm going to give it to you out of the floor after this, if you don't expect that RJ is key to this team, then I don't know how you have us 54 wins. We don't win big games when RJ is not special. He is the second most important guy on this team. There's nothing. Kemba, nobody else. When RJ, you look at the Knicks. When RJ plays bad, 90% of the time the Knicks lose, especially last year. He is that guy. He is.
No. Last year he didn't have to have as many big games. I'm telling you, like he played bad, and we still lost, and we still won games.
Not good teams.
because Randall was playing lights out better than he was playing this year.
Yeah, you still don't get it without somebody getting it. He didn't have
Oh,
to get
oh
20.
no, okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna argue that. That's not even. I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like no, like I'm not. I
Yeah,
don't even like the teams that
yeah.
set up for one person to do it all. That's how you get the James Harden Rockets.
But
Um,
Derrick Rose, I now see, and we haven't said it because we haven't seen him in so long. Derrick Rose injury is a big problem for us right now. But
that
when is he
that
getting
shifted
better?
the dynamics of the second unit, and what we didn't realize as the first unit was already struggling. The first unit was already struggling. Now you mixed up the second unit too. Like now you got to take guys from the second unit, put them in the first unit. This, that, and the, like it's. I didn't expect that, but whatever. That's the way the season goes. You got to deal with it and take the punches. But
So
I
Obi
didn't.
Toppin?
I did not think that the people I thought was important.
No, don't do that. No. You can
I
do that in
always
your
said,
do that. That's not we're going to keep going with the players. You can talk
what are you
about
doing?
that in your monologue. We got the player. We got to get to another player. We got more players for the efficiency
Who?
rating. The change in efficiency rating.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. You get to that in your monologue. Obi, we beat up Obi. Last year, Obi was at 13. This year, Obi's at 18. He's up 5 points, and we see it on the floor.
What's the time difference in the play? How much time?
And guess
is he
what?
playing different?
And guess what? He getting like 3 or 4 minutes. I don't think it's.
I mean, it's
I
all
don't
right. He
think
was
it's
at 11 minutes. He was at 11 minutes a game last season.
I don't even think so. 9.
Was it?
Possibly.
It was 9. What is
9
it?
up to
Where he at
13,
now?
14, 15.
Okay, cool.
14,
Because
15.
it says something if it's increased time and increased efficiency.
And it does. And he is.
Okay.
The problem is,
I'm a
though.
hater of Obi. That's your man.
Here is Obi's problem. There's not too many players other than replacing an immediate superstar. And Randall's a fringe superstar. When Obi comes in the game, the whole style, Obi can't do little or nothing that Randall can do. So whereas everything goes through the power forward in the first team, on the second team, the power forward is almost non-existent. And he don't even know how himself. So it allows him, he don't turn the ball over. He will finish at a good percentage because he's always finishing around the rim, other than his free 3-point. If Obi hit 4 or 5 more 3-pointers this year, he'd probably be beat through the roof, right? But he doesn't give enough and more minutes. He won't be able to replace his 18 ain't Randall's 20. His 18 ain't Randall's 20. And that's a problem.
So that efficiency number is very much based on the amount of time you play, though, right? Like, there's no time value in there. Like,
it's your percentage you shoot. So how many shots you take? It's about your percentage. Now, we don't want to take a player that don't get a lot of shots, but everybody we talking about get plenty of shots. It's the rebounds per minute, extrapolated, assist to turnover ratio. It's basically how many. It basically takes all that and says how many good plays are you making while you're on the floor. It's a big stat because when you get to the superstars, then you'll get it. I've been holding you out on that. By the way, Mitch Robinson, the best player efficiency this year. And to me, he plays the best. With him being out of shape, they playing with his body, fans playing with his body, pause, he need to do this, he need to do that. I always said, Mitch don't need to do nothing but keep defending that rim because you could take Mitch away from defending the rim if you got the best guys that keeps the guy in front of him. Then Mitch is useless. If everybody keeps their guy locked up, now, but when you got turnstiles like Kemba, whose knees don't allow him to do certain things, Fournier is not aggressive, RJ's playing out of position, even Randall, man, what Towns did to Randall the other day was disgusting, bro.
Dude, but he's, what's so
funny? And he goes left. He only goes left.
Yo, if Mitch was in that game, if Mitch was able to avoid those fouls and stayed in that game, we'd have had that game. Yes.
Yeah. So
Dude, that was a total hole that could not be filled by anyone on the team. Cat was not gonna. Cat was once him and Taj was out. Cat, there was no. Then there's 7 feet. Randall ain't got nothing for like I. In my wildest dreams, Randall cannot guard that man.
So there you have it. And even last year, which we said was an off year, he's at 18. When he's on the floor, he finishes as a high rate. Did people want to know why this man is going to get paid? I bet he's never been below 15 in his NBA career.
Bruh.
This man is going to get paid. I don't know what's wrong with you folks.
Year after year, I hear cats talking trading. They trading Mitch off. They traded Mitch off for this person, for Miles, for that. But like, yo, I've been telling cats like, yo, be patient.
Only problem he has, if the Knicks don't keep him, and whatever problem he has, he got sign and trade ability, so that's good for him. The only problem is I think DeAndre Ayton is a free agent, and DeAndre Ayton is the truth. And I'm going to get to them later.
Yeah.
So I think we. Oh, one little fear you should have coming in. Cam Reddish last year, and I'm gonna be honest. As much as I'm happy to have Cam, it's more about the potential of Cam in the cause. I don't care about that swap pick with Charlotte. I give 2 rats tails. Charlotte's a good team. They're gonna be way up.
And that team, and it's lottery protected anyway.
That's wasted.
In my mind, Cam is better already than a 19
and Kevin Knox.
And Kevin Knox. So like we won that.
The problem is this. The problem is Cam wants to do a lot. And he's gonna have to figure out how to get it done. And the blessing is, if his ISO play is good, Tibbs will get him some ISO action.
I mean, I really like us to get away from that though, but
can't get away from it right now without a point guard. Guys don't trust. They won't move without the ball. You guys won't move without the ball if they know you ain't gonna hit them. That's why it's so beautiful when Chris Paul and these other guys who are selfless with eyes all around their body pause. Because the guys keep moving without the ball and they just know they're gonna get it. They just know. Our guys don't. Randall won't move without the ball. He not trust that you're gonna get it to him. I'm not running all around. You're not gonna give me that ball. But Cam Reddish was a 9.38 last year. He did make it up. 9.
Not even double digits?
9.
9? See, this is what I'm saying. These numbers making these like you hear these numbers and you think that these cats he
shot the ball. He shot the ball at a horrible percentage. When he had the ball, he wasn't sharing.
Was he
the
not
ball.
Rebounding?
He doesn't do a lot of rebounding, but here's the most important. He will turn it over much more than he will assist it. That will kill you. And let me tell you something. If you're on the court and you can turn the ball over much faster than you can help another player. That's what happened to RJ last night.
Man, I was actually it's so weird. Like I didn't expect. I knew RJ would have a fall off game, but I didn't expect it would be last night's game. Like you couldn't tell me that he wasn't going to get his man on in this one game, in a series of games where he's been playing so good. Like this was like I was like, oh, he's about to cap it off, even win or loss.
Time out.
But whatever.
I just took a peek. No. Hold your thought, please. This is your show. We're doing record. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe no other shows on. We're doing record numbers down there, bro. So I just
what's going? What?
I think we've ever been over 50. So first of all, it's the network. The network is growing like crazy. So just by being around the right people,
I'm just happy to be a part of it.
This is a top heavy show
tonight.
We did. Thank y'all, man. Whoa. I can't even. Y'all see GIs into the stats now. Y'all know usually I'm on the top of the dome. I got paperwork. I got paperwork, yo. I got. It looked like I'm in the dugout, yo. I got it popping over here, yo. So Cam Reddish. He's gonna. Here's where his problem is gonna be. He's gonna want to make a lot of plays, and so we got to help him keep his turnovers down. I think so. That's the first goal, I believe, for Cam Reddish. Let him play, but let's try to keep his turnovers down. If we could keep his turnovers down, he won't hurt winning basketball. But we can't put him out there and he hurts winning basketball. Keith, we got to start grading guys on playing winning basketball. Don't tell me how many points they had. Don't tell me this. Don't tell. Let's start talking about winning basketball. I implore you. Can I take you around the league a little bit?
Let's go. Let's go on a journey. Let's go on this journey.
I went to a player I thought would be low on the efficiency rating. Harden. He's a 21. We don't have our best player is Mitch. And look how much time he has the ball in his hands. And he's efficiently a 21. Steph Curry, look how much time he has the ball in his hands. He's a 22. Embiid, one of the highest in the league. He's a 30.
He got the highest?
One of the highest in the league. Highest star. He's a 30.
What about Giannis? What about Giannis?
I ain't look at Giannis. I ain't even look at Giannis. I'll get it for you in a sec when you take. Embiid is a 30 efficiency. That means when he's on the floor, all he does is shoot at a high percentage, rebound the ball, get way more assists than he turns it over. And we already know he plays decent defense. That's why they did that. And he might be playing better now with Ben out. So this may be the biggest blessing for him.
Mm-hmm.
So now with Ben out, that's why probably why the Sixers, they probably now that they can keep winning, and have a player of his caliber on the bench. They really now can get back and be evil corporate people. Because I don't know what Ben Simmons and LeBron and these guys think. End of the day, these guys are corporate sharks. They didn't make it through life to making enough money to be able to buy a sports team without really, really screwing over a lot of people along the way. You don't make that money without taking it from somebody. It just is what it is. Now, it may not be taken where you have to go to jail. So allegedly, I don't want the Blorange Tears network to be sued. I'm not saying they taking it from go to jail. I'm not saying they did anything legal, broke any SEC regulations. I'm just saying it's a lot of people's money came to you and you were able to capitalize on it. None of my business, whatever the product was. By the way, Kevin Durant. Embiid's a big man. So you figure he get touches closer to the rim. He doesn't have to dribble it that much, even though he does it all. Kevin Durant, 26 efficiency rating. Keith, we're not going to win until we get guys that can play the efficiency rating. I found the number of 20 every night in, night out. It scares you though, Keith. RJ's a 13. KD's a 26. Even Burks goes in, night in, night out, plays his heart out. He plays to a 15 efficiency rating. KD plays at 26. This is why the Knicks can't. This is why the Nets can walk on the floor with a player that good. That's one player out of 5 playing more efficiently. He plays more efficiently than 2 of your players at one time. And that's where the problem comes in. I'm going to shut up, but we have got to get our talent acquisition better.
But see, okay, when we jump from 0 to those numbers, like, what are the things involved in achieving that number? Like, I mean, you have your skill, but like, does that have anything to do at all with the guys around you? Like, to me, an assist number definitely has to depend on somebody who can make a shot. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
but it's not the assist number,
like
Keith.
Like what they say, a rising tide rises all boats. Like, is there no other way? Is there no other way besides talent acquisition? And I'm not saying talent acquisition isn't a feasible way, But is there no other way besides talent acquisition to get those numbers that you need, or to
So
get those numbers up?
So Tibbs is going about it night in, night out, to where Randall has got to be the way we play night in, night out. Our backs on Randall. We've said that last
I
year.
mean, but it's not anymore though. It's looking like RJ getting featured.
RJ is playing at an efficiency rating of 13.
Okay, I'm not saying I'm not. Those are the results. You're speaking the
No,
results.
no,
I'm watching as the team is going. Like RJ is getting a lot more
no,
touches. Like
no. I'm about to be that guy on the network everybody hates, but there's nothing you can say wrong to me, which is why I broke the industry. If the man is playing at a 13 efficiency rate, and somebody that does the same thing he does plays at a 26 rate. Now, I'm not saying he's supposed to be KD. He's not. But you know what an echelon is. And if your guy can only do it at half at what they could do, how can you go about it that way and say you're going to win games? You got to put the player in the position. So Tibbs has one job now. And I'm going to shut up so you can cook, because this is my hot point. This is where I led to. Tibbs has one job now. He has to put players in position that makes them more efficient. He's figured it out with Obi. I don't think you want to do anything else with Obi. When Obi looks back, he's gonna have a great season. If he finishes with an 18 efficiency rating, he'll finish as one of the highest on the team. You can't blame him for losses. It's not his job to win the game. It's just his job not to lose it, and he's not doing it. Some guys' job is not to lose the game.
Facts.
RJ's job is not that. RJ has to help us win the game, bro.
Now I feel you. And see, this is why I want those numbers extrapolated a little bit more, like so truncated, so we can see trajectory, or like 10 game by 10 game, have those numbers gotten worse or have they gotten better? Or are we trending? Are those numbers, those individual numbers, like, because I'm assuming that's a season-wide number until now. Like that's a cumulative season number.
That's a cumulative number. It is.
So I'm very much interested to know, because I personally think that about 5-6 games back, maybe 7, our season kind of changed. Like I feel like
I agree with you. We thought it did.
I mean, well, I think we had enough sample size to say that even if they slipped up, and I don't even think that the last game was a bad game. Like I don't think it was a bad game. I don't even know if you saw the game.
Yeah, but that was I was honestly I was in and out. But here's what's most important. It was a very good game. No, but
that third quarter, I really thought we had it in the bag like that. Like
Keeper, we all admitted that was a cupcake part of our schedule. One of the toughest opponents we had during that stretch was Atlanta and the Celtics. We knew that. We knew that. We said we had to win those games.
Okay, and all those teams got handled. Cool. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not
the minute when we said 5 nights ago, the Minnesota night's gonna be a test, and it's gonna be a big test for RJ.
And what did I say? I told you that Mitch was going to be the difference maker.
Yes.
And I knew as soon as him and Taj got fouled out that we had a problem.
Yeah, no cat.
Nobody. And I hear fans like they were like, "Oh, Tibbs ain't even try to put in Sims," and like Sims would have got torched by Cat. Sims would have gotten torched by his athletics. His athletics wasn't going to outdo Cat's skill and experience, hands down. He would have gotten embarrassed. So like it was like it forces a certain kind of what you call it. And I hate having to put these decisions on Tibbs because it makes you sound like, oh, you're a Tibbs apologist. But like, who are you going with, and who are you now going with in those last minutes? In those last minutes against this guy.
No, it was nothing he could do. Now
you got to put 6'9" Randall.
Randall can't let him go left though. There's no excuse for that, Keith. The man is horrible going right, and you got more help coming from the right. You cannot go for a shimmy to the right. In fact, you want him going right. So when he shimmy right, you get further left. He comes back and charges you. You want him to come back left. that was stupid. Randall's mental intelligence to the basketball game. Randall is just a freak athlete, man. People say, well, how do you say that? Because physically, he could carry whales on his back and play basketball. So the physicality part of the physical part of the game, Randall's a beast, but he can't be your finesse guy. You got it. We got
Yeah,
it.
I don't. But yeah, no. Yeah, I don't want to. I wouldn't want to depend on him as that. No, that's where I want a point guard. That's where I want a point guard.
I think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to call RG at 13 right now. I do want to.
That's why. That's what I'm asking for. That chunk of time, like that. Like it's important to. I understand what you're saying, and holistically, you're 100% right. But I also feel that there's a different part of that where you break it down in chunks, and then you can establish an upward or a downward trend or trajectory. Like
the problem is,
because I feel like they've been playing much better basketball of late than they were for like the first third for half of the season, to a third of the season.
The problem is in year 3. Well, I don't think the Knicks gave Evan Fournier $78 million to say he was going to start playing at a 12-player efficiency rate.
And I don't think any of us have.
I don't.
And literally worse than any season that he's like. That wasn't even like like you expected that from him. Like, where did this come from, Evan? Like, you haven't played this way in ever.
That's a backbreaker.
I didn't expect that.
Nobody could be upset with Kimba. Kimba's playing when Kimba's healthy.
Nah, Kemba was healthy. Wait. Kemba was healthy before he got benched. Kemba was healthy those 10 games before he got healthy.
He started lipping a little bit.
See, this is what
look how good he came back and played after he rested.
Yo, if the man say he can play and you on, I can't use the excuse. I can't. Then sit down. Then you need to sit yourself down. You need to sit down.
You just didn't know what Kimba you was getting from night in, night out. But Tibbs
and
did
if
see
it
how
was
much
because he was unhealthy, then you selfish. Then you being selfish, bro. Sit down. Because I saw what he looked like after he came back from that quote unquote benching. Who was that? That Kemba, I haven't seen that kind of basketball in years before that.
And look what happened 3 games later.
I mean, so you say he got hurt again?
No, after playing after that win.
No, I mean, there was 2 games that it was just like really kind of dub games for him before.
In fact, we ain't seen another night like that since. That little stretch.
He had been back. It was those 2 games, and then he was out with the knee thing.
The last night was his first game back.
Yeah. But see, he got his rest. Knees is
I gotta be honest. I think they have this plotted for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And I'm not mad at it either because, like, honestly,
play a 4 or 5 game stretch, sit 2 weeks. 4 or 5 game stretch, sit.
Especially when Rose come back, he's gonna be way more comfortable doing that. Now, what do you think about? Actually, I'm sorry. Are you done with with the math? Are you done with the math, or are we moving on to another? Because what I want to know, I know we need to change we need to address the point guard situation. I'm thinking though that we have enough talent on the team.
Oh God!
Can I finish?
I'm sorry.
Damn, bro, I wasn't even about to go. Wait, you know what? If you would have let me finish, you would have realized it wasn't even about to be no wild, crazy shit that I was about to say. I feel like we got enough talent on the team to have a successful season. I feel like I don't want to make any crazy moves for somebody unless it's somebody super, super special. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make a crazy move for somebody. I'm looking at someone like a Jalen Brunson, who's a free agent, who's an unrestricted free agent this season. And I feel like he don't want to be playing behind Luka. He don't want to be playing behind Luka. He too good to be playing behind Luka. You on mute. You're on mute, beloved.
What pieces you got for? You might get sign and trade Cam Reddish for it.
No. I wouldn't do that. This is what. No.
You might have to sign and trade
somebody we could sign straight up and don't have to worry. Don't have to lose no asset.
You don't have the cap space.
Don't have the cap space to work.
You don't have the cap space. You have no contracts coming up this year. No contracts. Next year is your free agent. You back in the free agent market.
When does Joakim Noah's money drop off?
Oh my God! 2 more years?
Still? Two more? Nah, it can't
Maybe
be
one
till
more.
224. It can't be till 224.
Maybe it's 22.
225?
Maybe it's
Huh?
the end of 22. Maybe it's the end of this season.
Damn, yo, like that joint riding us like a ghost. But yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
seeing
you
his
over the
money.
cap.
I'm
You
seeing
over the.
his money drop off. I'm
I don't
seeing
think.
his money drop off.
I'll tell you what you got. Go ahead, keep talking.
Solomon Hill is walking. Like
He's already cut.
he's already done.
Yeah, but he
Done.
don't walk. But that don't mean you lose the money. I don't know what you settled. His contract is guaranteed. You just want him here to let him go
It's only
do
2
something.
million. It's only He was
Okay.
only paying 2 million. It was light money. But all them little bits help. What about the trade exceptions? When we get the trade exceptions in those trades, like does that count towards salary cap?
Yes. No. I don't think so. No.
I don't know how that stuff
Players
works.
got to be.
I don't know
Players
how
got to
that
be.
works.
Players got to
I don't
be
know how
under
that works.
contract. No. The trade kicker does it. It allows
Meaning,
you
like
to.
when we get $1 million,
Well, we just
we take
saved $1
that
million
trade, we get
on
$1
these
million.
trades. Yeah.
Like, how does that work?
That ain't gonna be enough to get you Brunson.
No, I'm saying, but we got a lot of little of those. Like, I'm not even saying it's like
You trying to rob Peter to pay Paul? You going hard?
Yo, the money is out there. The money is out there. The money is out there, gangster. All we do is sign and trade.
That's why that's where I was going. I said, who you can sign and trade Cam Reddish? Who do you want to sign and trade for?
Nah, I don't want to trade Cam.
I'm scared. When I saw
I can
Reddish,
say this. I don't know what Cam. Again, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. The man has not touched sneaker to court yet. So, like, to say that I wouldn't trade Cam in the off season, I can't say that.
Yeah, because if you find out that Cam and RJ is one of the same player, you can't keep them both.
You got to get rid of one of them. Like,
you can't keep them both.
You're gonna have to get rid of one of them. And this is RJ's team. So unless he's better than RJ, which could be, I feel like Cam Reddish has the goods to really be the best player on the team.
Yeah, bro, you have no cap space for next year.
No cap space? Damn.
No. Every player you got now got a contract next year. RJ's coming up on a $10 million per year. What you call it? That's your problem. On his re-up is $10 million.
Who's?
Only person you got coming off the bench is Taj Gibson. 5.1 million. You ain't got no bread, bro.
Well, I feel like this trade's coming anyway.
Yeah, I think trade is your only option.
Yeah, this trade's coming. Well, then maybe we do trade for a point guard then, even if it's not then.
Oh, you know who was off that? Mitch was off that. See, yeah, Mitch was off there, and you still had Mitch was off there. Mitch Robinson isn't on here, right? Nope, Mitch Robinson isn't even on here, and you still over the South. So if you decide to keep Mitch, Mitch is your piece. Mitch is your free agency move this offseason.
Moving Mitch?
No, because you could sign Mitch to go over the salary cap.
Yeah,
and then you can trade him to somebody.
Why does everybody want to trade Mitch? Let Mitch live.
Time out. No,
free Mitch. You
want to re-sign Mitch?
If he's worth it, yeah. And I feel like he'll be worth it.
You definitely don't have money for Brunson. You definitely don't.
I mean, we have money if it's in a trade, but like, are they going?
Oh, you saying keep Mitch and then trade somebody else?
Yeah.
I don't know if you got enough assets, Keith. I really don't.
What? We got first rounders, second rounders. We got what else
Brunson?
We got? No, what I'm saying, we got IQ. I trade IQ for Brunson. Sorry.
Salaries ain't gonna match. Salaries have to match. He gonna get more than IQ. IQ next year is
Then
making
trade
what?
a couple cats. You know what I'm saying? They already like Knicks players down there.
Manuel quickly is making $2.3 million next year.
Okay. What's Obi making?
Obi is making 5. You could probably trade. You could trade Obi.
They need big man help down there too. What's Nerlens making? Peace out.
No. He came from there.
So he can't go back?
He ain't going back. Yeah.
What do you mean he ain't going back? You don't get to dictate where you trade it to?
It ain't really work out with them.
It ain't really work out.
Yeah, that ain't work. That's like trading Melo back. I don't know if that's gonna work out.
I mean, then we trade back. We signed we signed THJ back.
Come on,
and then traded him. You see how he looked at the press conference? Yeah, like that, man. Yo, I felt sorry for him, man. Like he looked like he was confused. Like,
let me look at his efficiency. I'm curious though. I find him to be an efficient player. Let me see something.
He's very sometimey, man.
Let me see. Let me find out. We done let the better player go. Listen, I tell you what, he only make $40 million, and y'all was screaming about that now. Then y'all ain't had no problem giving $78 million. He's a 13.26. Yeah, see? They'll let you know this thing ain't wrong, man. Jalen Brunson is an 18.67.
Dude, because Jalen is nice. He is nice. Because he's
nice. AP is a 23.72. And guess what? Dallas is I
don't care what Dallas is. They just caught the dub. They just caught the ill dub from us the other day. So I'm not whatever Dallas is. That's what Dallas was. Not on that night.
They in fifth place in the Western Conference.
Yeah, not on that night.
That pick in 2 years ain't gonna be nothing. They're gonna get better.
Yo, any first round pick for the team to get better, I'm trading any first round pick. I'm not holding none of them as precious.
We gave away
should not be good.
We gave away Porzingis for a bag of chips. That's said it. Porzingis is hurting us too. I love. Which one do we get? I don't know if we
court though. Even there, the dude plays a third of the season, bro. He's making 100 plus million. He plays a third of the season, gangster. He's good. He's nice when he's available.
Let's see if he makes it through a playoffs. If he makes it through a playoffs.
And the playoff basketball is even more intense. Like, the dude is fun though.
Yeah, but he stands outside.
Phil really called it with him though. I know cats hate Phil, but like he called it with him, and he even said specifically what he thought his problem would be. He was like, he's gonna have lower leg, he's gonna have leg issues. Like he did not want to put the team on him.
Let's interact with the chat now. It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Let's give the chat love. It's 9. You know what I'm saying? We about to be out. Gotta give love to who love us.
You start yelling. Let me start up here. Go up a little bit. I see White Falcon been trolling his tail off. White Falcon, what it do? Salute. Danny Landis. Infamous New King, what it do? Faith Life Sports. Fabian Williams. I see Joseph Gonzalez.
Yo, what's good?
Yak, yo, Freezy, we had a great show. What's up, man?
Just for real, just smack him.
Yeah, y'all ready to get out of here?
We are ready.
We ready, man. We were just smacking to the people.
Yeah, let's get out of here, fellas, man. Y'all been rocking. Y'all been doing y'all thing, man.
Yo, I actually love this one. Like, it was mad, just conversational.
No doubt, bro. Hey, y'all did good, man. I'm gonna end it right here. But y'all did good.
Thank you.